Okay, good morning for students who are learning at home today. We have a quiz later, it's just a short little quiz on proportions. This is a recording of examples of questions and how to solve them. You can watch it if you want to, otherwise you can go right to Get More Math. It is all set up for you to practice. It's titled Proportion Review. In the first 15 minutes, I'll be watching in Get More Math to see if you've logged in and that you're practicing in the mixed review. If you're struggling on any of those questions, I won't be able to help you by a raise your hand if you're a first or third hour student, because I will be in-person teaching. Second hour kiddos, you can always come to this video and watch this video, but I will be watching. You can use the raise your hand feature and Get More Math in the review, but again, it might just be quicker to watch this. But first few questions on the quiz, I can't guarantee the order, but the first few questions of the quiz will be just solve the basic proportion. You have a couple of options here in solving. You can sorry, I had to set up my pen. You can do this if you have a good number sense. You have a couple of options, and you can recognize that proportions are equivalent ratios, which are very similar to equivalent fractions. And you can find the common, you can find the multiplier to go from one to the other. But because you can use your calculator, you can grab your calculator and you can multiply the diagonals. Enter in 8 times 96 and divide by this lonely guy of 12. And that's what you can enter into your calculator. I'm going to get my calculator and do the same thing because I forgot to start the online calculator. 8 times 96 equals 768 divided by 12 equals 64. So the solution to B equals 64. Again, here you can recognize you can work from right to left, and you can see that 3 times 3 equals 9, so 9 times 3 equals 27. Or you can just grab your calculator and enter 9 times 9, which is your cross product that has two factors, divided by the lonely guy that doesn't have a cross product factor. 81 divided by 3 should equal 27 on your calculator. So that's a couple of examples of what you can do. Some other types of examples would be word problems. I can't stress enough how important it is to label your proportion with words first, and you have a couple of options. If you like labeling, looking at it like you're putting titles on a table, at the top of a table, the two things that are being counted are models to hours. That's our ratio in words. Models to hours. Whoopsies. Okay, so you can write it that way, but some of you may have seen examples of this. You can write your ratio so it looks like a fraction, models to hours, and that's kind of how we solved our unit rate problems per 1. But either way, start out on your scratch paper labeling it so you make sure that the numbers go under the right heading. 6 models to 18 hours. At that rate, okay, so they tell you that that's ratio. How long in hours, so I'm missing this number right here, will it take to build 5 models? And then at this point, you can grab your calculator, cross multiply 5 times 18, divided by the lonely guy here, without a cross product. 5 times 18 equals 90, divided by 6 equals 15. It will take, he can build, Tron can build 15 models if he only is, it'll take him 15 hours to build 5 models. And that kind of makes sense too. If he builds one more, it takes just a little longer, so one less should take a little less. Setting it up, if you like to set up your proportions this way, 6 models to 18 hours, fill out the proportion. If he's only building 5 models, how many hours? But you'll see you're still multiplying the same factors if you're looking at the cross product. 5 times 18 divided by the lonely guy 6, and you will arrive at the same answer of 15. It's important to set it up in words first, so you put the numbers in the right order, in the right they will always give you 3 of the 4 numbers. You just need to make sure that you're putting those 3 numbers in the right places. Okay, so Buffy loaded 13 trucks, and it took Buffy 26 hours to load 13 trucks. That's the rate. I like writing it this way. Trucks to hours. And later on in the school year, you'll understand why I like writing my rate so it looks like a fraction. And 13 trucks, 26 hours. At that rate, how many would she load? So I'm looking for the missing number of trucks. I'm going to give it T for trucks, and 8 hours. And so if you're a person who's been knowing, oh, this number times this gives me this, there isn't 26 is not a multiple of 8, so we wouldn't have a whole number here. So this is when the cross product strategy really comes in handy. 8 times 13 divided by the lonely guy of 26. Okay, go to my handy dandy calculator. 8 times 13. I get 104 divided by 26. She can load 4 trucks if she only has 8 hours of time to work. Again, this is the most important step. If you can find the ratio in words, write it down, and that guarantees that you put the numbers under the right headings or by the right labels of your columns. This is when labeling is very crucial. Another example, Elmer peeled 15 oranges in 20 minutes. At that rate, so I know that there's a rate happening, so I can set up a proportion to solve. Oranges, I'm going to start with writing it out in words first. Oranges to minutes. Oopsies. Okay, what do I know? The rate that I know is 15 oranges, so it has to go on the top of my proportion. Time is going to be on the bottom of my proportion, and they will give me one of these two, and they're giving me the time information of 12, so that goes below. I'm looking for the missing amount of oranges if he's only peeling for 20 minutes. 20 is not a multiple of 12, so I'm going to use the cross product strategy to find out the number of oranges. Multiply 12 times 15. Divide it by the lonely guy here that doesn't have a cross product factor. Go to my handy dandy calculator. 12 times 15 equals, I get 180 divided by 20. Elmer can peel 9 oranges. Please check when you're in quiz mode and exam mode and Get More Math, where the quiz is located today, that check those little gray words in the box, because make sure if it's asking for a label, that you write one in. Nyan is a plumber who is trying to save enough money to buy a new smartphone. He needs $1,120 more to make the purchase. Here's Nyan's weight, $112 for 4 hours. So you might be going, well, what's the label here? Here it is right here. Dollars 2 hours is the rate, and we know that $112 he gets paid for 4 hours of work. Using this rate to determine how many hours he would have to work to earn $1,120. Some of you can figure this out because it ends in 0. Which proportion, but look at the question. It's not actually asking. It will be a multiple choice question, and there will be options, 4 options for you to choose from. So I recommend pretending the options aren't there, setting up the proportion, and then looking for a match in the multiple choice to see if they set it up correctly, because they're going to try to trick you. So that's when this is very important. And then there's a couple of multiple choice questions. just use it. Don't be alarmed by this because you get to use your calculator. But here's the rate right here. It's kind of a measurement comparison. Here's a scale. Map scales are ratios. They are telling you that a distance on the map, so the scale is map measurements in centimeters are equivalent to real life distances in miles. It's okay, just make sure that you set up your ratio in words first, and that I know on the map, if I have 1 centimeter, in real life I have 17.5 miles. So if I go and if I measure 6 centimeters on the map on my desk or table, I can figure out how many miles that is in real life. Okay, grab my calculator, I'm looking for miles, and I would do 17.5 times 6 divided by 1. 17.5 times 6 equals 105. And you know what, sometimes when you're using your calculator, make sure you clear it out of any previous entries. That way you know that you're starting with like a clean sheet of scratch paper. Also, it's good to enter the equation a couple of times just to make sure you're getting the same answer each time, that you don't hit the wrong key and you don't notice that you hit the wrong key, etc. So those are a couple of helpful hints now that we're using our calculators. Okay, if you haven't already done so at this point, you've opted to watch this in video and its examples in its entirety. I'm going to end it here, and you can head over, log into your Get More Math website, and begin practicing the proportion quiz review. All right, I will monitor your progress and your work from that website. Good luck.